I want to clarify some misconceptions about my recent dealings with the Des Moines Art Center concerning Greenwood Pond double site, a work commissioned for the Art Center's permanent collection that I created starting in 1989, and it was finally completed in 1996. First, I feel Greenwood Pond double site is one of the most important works in my career. Critics, curators, museum directors, and for me, best of all, other artists agree on this. Artistically, it represents a turning point for me, which has affected everything I've been doing for more than the last 30 years. It's led directly to the city's living laboratory, where the same issues, artists, scientists, communities working together to address environmental issues, were addressed in the original project. Physically, the work includes a substantial amount of wood that has an estimated lifespan of some 10 to 12 years or longer. And it's sited in an aquatic environment in a city known for its tough winters. The environmental conditions and the lifespan of the materials were known and approved when the work was commissioned by the Art Center, and the needed maintenance could be anticipated and phased in as necessary. Unfortunately, the work has substantially degraded because ongoing maintenance seems to have been neglected. The Art Center's board and leadership have made the legally and ethically dubious decision to destroy this work in their permanent collection. And for me, having a work in a museum's permanent collection was what was remarkable. So let me set the record straight. Beginning in late October 2023, there were several emails between me and the Art Center's director, Kelly Baum. Ms. Baum said the artwork had deteriorated to the point where it posed a safety hazard, and that portions had to be fenced off and deinstalled. I was disappointed about the condition of the site, especially since it was the subject of a $500,000 rehabilitation in 2015. Naturally, I wanted to see how to address the problem and understand how this had happened so quickly. Ms. Baum and I ultimately had a Zoom call on November 13th, the only time I've ever spoken to her. It was about the condition of the work. Our call left me with the impression that there might be a way forward for the work's restoration and maintenance, given the nature of the materials. At no point did she say it was not going to be possible to restore and maintain the work. I thought we were at the start of a discussion about finding a path forward. That turned out not to be the case. Instead, a little more than 2 weeks later, Ms. Baum told me in a December 1st email that my work would be torn down. Ms. Baum and the Art Center board did not seek my input on any alternatives and possible solutions to demolition. This is a breach of the contract I signed with the Art Center. I was presented with their decision and told they would make no effort to save the work. This is also a breach of contract. In fact, in her email, Ms. Baum said, "We do not and will not ever have the money to remake it." In other words, the board and the Art Center's leadership wouldn't even attempt to save the artwork, though I believe there are reasonable solutions at a more reasonable cost and pace. Nevertheless, Ms. Baum recently and falsely claimed that in December, I exited, quote, good faith negotiations, end quote, concerning the future of the artwork. This is really outrageous. It really upsets me. It was Ms. Baum and the Art Center's board that exited what good faith negotiations there may have been when Ms. Baum sent the email on December 1st. Let me repeat, the Art Center's board and leadership walked away. They pulled the plug on this artwork. Ms. Baum posted an open letter dated February 3rd, on the Art Center's website, stating, "In the interest of full transparency, I write to describe the facts and events that led to the Art Center's recent actions," end quote, concerning the decision to tear down Greenwood Pond double site. For the record, Ms. Baum did not have the courtesy to tell me about her open letter. I heard about it days later. That doesn't really strike me as good faith.